everybody. Today I'm heading out into one of my favourite places anywhere in the world. That's a place called Whisperdale. And if there's anywhere that's the Shire from Lord of the Rings, this is it. It's just completely rural, beautiful countryside, rolling hills, capped with forests, and nobody knows about it. Well, they probably will now because of this, but it's one of my favourite places to ride and walk through. And it's pretty much a dead-end valley. There's nothing up here. There's only there's like a couple of farms. The valley splits into two, Highdale and Lowdale. And I think there's a farm at the head of each one, and that's it. There's nothing else. So it's a brilliant place to come to walk your dog, and you'll see it's fantastic. It really takes your breath away. It's so hobbity. So what's happening is tomorrow the Tour de Yorkshire is coming to Scarborough. Now the Tour de Yorkshire started about 3 years ago because in 2014 the Tour de France had a few bit of the beginning stages in the UK, and one of them was in Yorkshire, and it had an almighty turnout of people to watch it, something like 2.2 million or something ridiculous. So it was such a huge success. I think it's the same company that runs the Tour de France decided to put a race on in Yorkshire itself every year called the Tour de Yorkshire. A professional bike race. It's a big one, and so it happens every year now. So what I'm going to do, the route this year runs through a forest just outside Scarborough called Silpho Forest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up there and camp, and then maybe do a bit of foraging tomorrow. Look at some of the ancient tumuli which are around there, these old ancient Bronze Age earthworks and Iron Age earthworks, which are fascinating things. And I'm going to do a bit of camping. I've got my hammock with me, a hammock camp, maybe build a fire depending how remote I get. And then I'll get up tomorrow, watch the race. And my idea is that I'm going to watch the race up in Silpho, and then when it passes me, I'm going to ride down and catch the finish on the Marine Drive in Scarborough, which is right at the castle, foot of the castle, you know, for the TV opportunity, I suppose. So that's what I'm going to try and do. That's the initial idea. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but we'll see. So anyway, so here we are heading into Whisperdale. Oh God, that's beautiful. Look at this stuff. This is the one road in, one road out. Well actually, there's a couple of farm tracks out, but don't tell anybody. Beautiful. It gets even better further up. So here I am. It's tremendous with this tremendous view, and I'm going to give you a quick look at my gear that I'll bring out. This is just for an overnight. This is kind of for a winter overnight. I'm just going to set my hammock up right here, and right where the tripod is actually. So that, in a long sausage shaped bag, is my hammock, my DD frontline hammock, DD Travel Hammock. And this is my 4 metre by 4 metre tarpaulin with pegs and guy lines. I'm not sure I'm going to put it up tonight. I might just kind of set it up, and if it starts raining I'll run it out, but I don't really need it tonight, I don't think. So you see my panniers are velcroed together so that if one of the hooks comes off, the pannier isn't going to fall off the actual rack. So that's why they're velcroed together. As my little hatchet I'm going to use to chop some firewood in a bit. This is just basically bits and pieces in this Tupperware container. So I have like deodorant, first aid kit, knife sharpener, toilet paper, matches, toothpaste, lighters, knife, signalling mirror, duct tape, super glue, pot handle, etc. Stuff like that. This is coffee, instant coffee, whitener and sugar mixed together in the correct proportions. Tent pegs. This is a shemag that I use if it gets cold at night. I'll put it over my face, and if it's cold in the morning I'll wear it as a scarf or as a headdress. Very useful thing. These, you can also use it like a water filter and stuff like that. It's just basically a big handkerchief. I didn't really need to bring this because I got my hammock with me, but I kind of packed 2 days ago and I didn't know if I was going to take my hammock and my tent, and I forgot, so I've left it in my bag. This is my folding chair, my Alite Mayfly folding chair. Just about the best piece of kit I own. When I make my dinner, I probably won't use it actually. I probably won't use it because when I can sit, I'll just sit in my hammock, so I don't need it. But if I had my tent with me, this is invaluable. This is my Thermarest NeoAir camper sleeping mat, large size. It's about, I think it's 72 inches long. But I suspect it might be longer than that because I'm 5'10", and it goes below my feet and above my head. So I think it might be 6'6". I think it might be like 78 inches. There's dimensions are right here. 77 inches. I was an inch off. And this is my sleeping bag. This is, I forget the model, but it is a Snugpak 2 season, I think. Might be a 3 season. All the tags have fallen off it, so I forget what it's rated to, but I think its comfort rating is about 7 degrees centigrade, and its extreme is 2. But I have some. It's only going to get down to about 8 tonight, so I should be okay. But in case it doesn't, because I'm at a bit of elevation here, I do have some other bits and pieces that can supplement that as a sleep system, and these are what I always carry with me. They don't take up much room, and that's these two things. This is my Sol Escape Bivvy, which is a silver-lined, breathable bivvy bag. So this goes along the outside of my sleeping bag, and it probably adds 5 or 6 degrees to the rating of the bag. And this is a cotton, I think it's cotton, sleeping bag liner. This adds another couple of degrees to it. So it's like having an extra sleeping bag. It's like I'm carrying 2 sleeping bags. Malted milk biscuits, essential. This is a towel. This is it's a very compressible travel towel, and it's basically the size of a huge bath towel, but it compresses, it folds up to this size, and so that's my towel basically. But what I also use it for, if it's really cold, additional layer. This is my folding shovel, which I shall be using to dig my fire pit with a bit later on. When it does get cold, thermal layer. Don't know why I brought this, face mask. This is a cool piece of kit, very bulky, but it's a flashlight and a lantern. And it flashes red too for emergencies. You probably, well, I'm sure the camera isn't going to pick this up in the daylight. But what's really good about it is you can charge it with a USB, or you can hand crank it. It was only cheap, I think it was like 15 to 20 quid, and I've never really used it in anger, and it is, my only problem is it is bulky, but it doesn't weigh much and it has those several functions. Now, before I got the Thermarest sleeping mat, I had two Exped Sinmat 7 sleeping mats, and they both failed on me. And when I had those, I bought the Exped pillow pump, which is what this is. So it blows up to a pillow and you can use it as a pump to pump your mat up. I don't know why I keep it, it's because I haven't got another one. I will probably exchange it out because I fancy the Thermarest pillow. It looks pretty cool. But for now, I use this one. This is just a little piece of tarpaulin that I use as a underneath the tent to put my boots on and put stuff on so they don't get muddy. It's about 3 feet by 3 feet. A bike lock. It's my laptop. This is in a padded sleeve and an additional dry bag to make doubly sure it stays dry. And it's in my cooking kit. It's in my Kelly kettle. Ordinarily, let me open it up so you can have a look at it. Ordinarily, I don't carry the whole thing with me. In weather like this, I don't bother with the kettle attachment because the kettle attachment is the biggest bit. This is the kettle attachment. Now, I only usually bring this. Get off, you bastard. This is the kettle, so I don't ordinarily bring this with me unless it's going to be cold. Because when it's cold, I can also use this. I can use this to boil a lot of water. It boils 1.2 litres of water. But